Morning, people. How are you? Welcome to a new session. Uh, well, yesterday we were studying a little bit of uh, past perfect and past perfect continuous. We were also studying about health issues, and let me share with you a presentation, yesterday's presentation. Yeah, just as a reminder. There's some vocabulary and health, in this case, lexicon that we should be revising once in a while in Unit 3, together with some lists, in this case, of expressions. And what I recommend is to revise this presentation, and also do some vocabulary exercises, which are, in this case, right around here on enlaces. For example, health problem exercises, and also I can be uploading more material. Anyway, if you click on here, you're gonna see a lot of different, options to work with vocabulary. Anytime you click on this, in this case, links, you're gonna find a different you're gonna find a different exercise, right? So I strongly recommend to you to practice and study with these links, right? Um, Also, we were dealing with the grammar structures, talking about, in this case, the past, the past events, describing processes in the past together with the past perfect tense, past perfect continuous, plus simple past, how they combine, and you can tell stories and describe past events, right? And and today we should be dealing with a different topic, which is the use, in this case, of used to, be used to, get used to. And in this case, we use this constructions, in this case, um, when we describe, for example, past habits. When we talk about past habits, for example, or when we, in this case, want to describe actions in the present or in the past. When we, for example, try to adapt, to adjust to new circumstances, and so on, when we learn new things, we normally describe the process with get used to, and stuff like that. For example, we're trying to get used to this online and education. We're still in the process, actually, of getting used to it, right? So there is a difference, of course, in this case, among used to, be used to, and get used to, right? Let's start with, in this case, used to. We use the structure, in this case, used to, plus infinitive, in this case, when we talk about something we did regularly in the past, but do not do it now. So the point here is that maybe when you were younger, you used to do certain activities, but you stopped doing them, right? For example, he used to go to our school. She used to be overweight, but um, she became a model last year. I guess that's the meaning here. But she became a model last year, right? And so the point is that we used to do things maybe when I was, as an example, when I was younger. I don't know, I used to play a lot of football. I used to practice, I don't know, judo, and I used to get out a lot. But now with the pandemic, I don't do it because we're locked down. Also, we can check out more examples around here, and more examples. Used to be, used to do, etc. We normally combine used to plus the infinitive in this case. Uh, two different uses, which is pretty much the same thing. Repeated action in the past states which are no longer true. Same thing that I just told you. Repeated action in the past. For example, when I was a teenager, I used to go dancing every weekend. As a child, I used to dream about becoming a football player, right? And and also you can complement the in this case used to plus infinitive with would. Like, let me show you an example. La famosa pizarrita. So I'm going to use in this case, a Word doc. Hold on. Word doc. I remember yesterday I used a Word doc right here. Okay, this one. Let me show you something like, I used to play soccer with my friends, and then we would play all the afternoon in the weekends, on the weekends. Okay, so you can see here, you're telling a story basically in this case. I used to play soccer with my friends. There you go. So this is a structure which should be highlighted in this case. Used to play, right? Yo solía jugar, ¿cierto? But when you want to continue the story without repeating used to, you can use, in this case, would play. And normally uh, we've learned that would is made for second conditionals. It's used for a possible future and stuff like that, conditional future. But also would is like an auxiliary verb, or an equivalent in the past for will. Basically, it's the past form of will. And sometimes like, what? And yeah, we can use would for the past only in this case for past habits, and activities that you don't do anymore. But it's normally in this context. It's a complementary, let's say, structure together with used to. Okay. um, I used to play video games, or I used to play, I don't know, Super Nintendo many years ago. I would play, for example, I don't know, Super Mario 3, for example, with my cousins. And then you see, like, you don't need to, in this case, repeat used to, because you're using would. Okay. Good thing. Anyway, what else? Past states which are no longer true is very similar to this one. Things that we did regularly but do not do it now. Like, he used to be blonde as a child. me acuerdo de nada. Ah, sí, era ruido cuando chico. I used to love chocolate. I used to love chocolate, yeah, and he used to be blonde as a child. Anyway, so if there are no questions or comments about used to and the different, in this case, uses, or regarding the different uses, we can continue with be used to. So be used to is used to, valga la redundancia en este caso, be used to is used to express, que esto no es el uso anterior, de otro contexto, that a situation is not new or strange, or is no longer new or strange. You have experienced it many times. For example, he is used to swimming every day. I am not used to getting up early. So in this case, we can see that the grammar structure is, the form is quite different, right? Used to plus infinitive is, you know, the previous form, but in this case is be used to plus noun, pronoun, or gerund. Okay, first difference, you know, and also in this case the contextualization is different. This situation that we describe is not new anymore, right? He is used to, está acostumbrado. That's the idea, okay? It's very different from él solía, ella solía. You know, él está acostumbrado, o I'm not used to, no estoy acostumbrada, no estoy acostumbrado a levantarme temprano, like in this example. So the whole concept is different. Here, there are more examples. Be used to, plus ing verb or noun or pronoun. Here, equals to be accustomed to, when something is not strange or difficult anymore, que es la misma descripción que leímos acá. Examples. I'm still not used to driving on the left. At first, it was hard to get up at 6 a.m., but now I'm used to it. You know, it's like ya me acostumbrado, right? There you go. So we're gonna do some exercises actually, so that we can, in this case, let's say, solidify the knowledge. And finally, get used to, right? Get used to is also used in a different context, you know. Get used to is used to express that an action or situation becomes less strange or new, or becomes more comfortable. So in this case, what we do is to describe the process of acostumbrarse a algo, right? It's because of the difference between be and get. You know, be es un estado que ya está en cierto modo completado, but get es para describir un proceso. Cuando yo me convierto en algo, me vuelvo algo, right? O una situación cambia, pero está en el proceso. For example, staff will have to get used to a new way of working. Or I could not get used to driving on the wrong side of the street. So in this case, you're saying that el personal se tendrá que acostumbrar a una nueva forma de trabajo. Yo no podría acostumbrarme a manejar en el lado contrario. And stuff like that. So in this case, es como la etapa previa para acostumbrarse. Here. Same thing, you know, get used to doing something, get used to something. Ya, la estructura, la forma es get used to plus ing, or noun or pronoun. It's pretty much the same stuff as be used to. Become accustomed to something or doing something. Fíjate que llegar a acostumbrarse no es lo mismo que ya estar acostumbrado o acostumbrada. Okay. Examples. I've just started my new job and I'm still getting used to working night shifts. Me estoy acostumbrando, no voy a acostumbrar. It might be difficult at first, but you will get used to driving on the left, right? Te vas a acostumbrar a manejar por la izquierda. Stuff like that, all right? Any questions so far? Any comments? Nothing? All right, so let's practice. So we're going to start with be to be used in this. Okay, let's try with this one. Used to plus infinitive, pure get used to plus ing. All right, I'll take the challenge in this case. Okay, let's do this one. All right, so you can use the chat room in this case, or use the microphone, whatever you want. And here we go. It says choose the correct option to complete the sentences. Here we go. She used to work, used to working, got used to work in a bank, but she left and got a job as a gardener. So we need to make the difference in this case. Yeah, we need to establish if the person solía, si se acostumbró o si estuvo en el proceso de acostumbrarse. I'm going to read the chat. Pia dice, no, Tomás, used to work. Okay, Benjamin used to work. Katarina used to work. Pia Sogar used to work. Catalina used to work. Ya lo creo. Tomás dice used, sí, ya me di cuenta. PM work. Okie dokie. I guess this is going to show. This is going to show the right choice immediately, I guess. I know at the end. Yeah, we're gonna double check at the end. She used to work in a bank. Sounds good anyway. All right, the next. Since we had the baby, I'm not used to get much sleep. I've got used to not getting much sleep. And I used to get much sleep since we had the baby. Yeah, actually, I didn't used to sleep a lot when I was raising my baby. So I'm not, since we had the baby, I am not used to get much sleep. Since we had the baby, I've got used to not getting much sleep. And since we had the baby, I used to get much sleep. I definitely it's not number 3. Okay, I got my choice. What about you guys? Number 1, number 2, because number 3 is no, definitely not. Haven't decided yet. Thomas says number 1. I am not used to get much sleep. Since we had the baby. So, but be careful because here we're talking about an action started in the past, absolutely. It it could have happened maybe 1 month ago. And in this case, I'm not used to. It's like no estoy acostumbrado a dormir mucho. Y la otra sería got used to not getting. Me acostumbré a no dormir mucho. Number 2 says Benjamin. ¿Verdad? La cambio, voto por la 2, dice. Catalina dice got used to not getting. Tania dice I am not used to get much sleep. Let's try number 2. Let's try number 2 because that's the, I guess it's the most voted in this case. Yeah. All right. We're going to check at the end. Next. What's the new job? Are you used to eat yet? Did you used to eat yet? Do you used to eat yet? Es como, oh, ¿cómo está la pega nueva? ¿Te acostumbraste? ¿O estás acostumbrada ya? ¿Ya estás acostumbrada? ¿Ya estás o te acostumbraste? I got my choice, you know, but I already discarded 2 of the options in this case. But it's interesting to think about that it's in the present, you know. It's something that is in how's a new job, you know, it's happening. It's not something related to the past necessarily. All right. Catalina Martinez, are you used to? Okay, Tania, number 1, Vicente, R. All right, all right. I'm gonna click on it and leave it for the end. Next, before I retired, I used to, got used to, never used to have much time to read. Before I retired, I used to have much time to read. I got used to have much time. I never used to have much time to read. This is pretty much like about the context, you know. Before I retire is clearly in the past. And then you need to check if tenía tiempo o no tenía tiempo para leer before I retired. Tomás Vega dice 3. Vicente dice 3. Tanya says never used to. Any other? Do you agree, guys? Everybody agrees? Okay, I'm gonna click number 3 in this case. Blah, blah, blah. All right, next. The engine noise was deafening, but the driver was used to it. The driver used to it. The driver didn't used to it. The engine noise was deafening, but the driver was used to it, didn't used to it. Right. This is cleaning and you know, a story in the past. And we need to think if the driver, you know, what was his reaction to the noise. You know? Catalina, number 1. Driver was used to it. Do you guys agree with Catalina? Tomás, number 1. Any other opinion? If you guys agree, I'm going to click on one. All right, next one. Our house is on a steep hill, but I got used to the walk after a month of living here. Our house is on a steep hill. Yeah, it means that it's kind of empinado, like in Valparaiso. But I used to live in Valparaiso, for you to know. So I know what this thing is dealing with. But I get used to the walk. I got used to the walk, but I used to the walk after a month of living here. So it means that before moving to the new house, the person maybe didn't used to walk, a lot. Dice Catalina Martinez, number 2. Tomás Vega, number 2. Everybody agrees with number 2. Vicente, Game of Thrones. And all right. Okay, we got 3 people. Tania got used to. All right. There you go. I'm gonna mark this one. Next. Don't worry. Be happy. You'll used to live. You will get used to living. You will get used to live in the city center after a while. Living in downtown. Don't worry, you'll used to live. You'll get used to living. You'll get used to live in the city center after a while. I got it. Vicente, get used to live. Any other opinion? Remember the structure of used to, be used to, and get used to, the forms, the combinations, of the verbs. Let me remind you. It's, in this case, used to plus infinitive, be used to plus ing or noun, get used to plus ing or noun, for you to know. So, you'll used to live, you'll get used to living, you'll get used to live. Easy peasy. Tomás 3333. All right. Tania, get. Which one? Number 2 or number 3, Tania? 3. All right, there you go. It's okay. So we got Vicente, get used to live, Tomás number 3, and Tania number 3. No more opinions? All right, so I'm gonna mark number 3 in this case, right? Get used to live. When we were when we were at university, we got used to have, we used to have, we were used to have to write an essay a week. When we were at university, we got used to have to write an essay a week. We used to have to write an essay a week. We were used to have to write an essay a week. When we were at university, like this person maybe just graduated, you know, this person is not at the university anymore, I guess. Just talking about the past, you know. We got used to have to write. We used to have to write. We were used to have to write. Vicente, today. We were used to have to write an essay a week. All right. You guys agree with Vicente? Any other opinion? Tomás, sí. We got used to have to write. Como nos tuvimos que acostumbrar. Nos acostumbramos, nos tuvimos que acostumbrar a escribir un ensayo a la semana. Used to, solíamos escribir, solíamos tener que escribir. Suena raro como nos tuvimos que tener que escribir. We got used to have to write. Como, it's kind of weird, you know, redundant. Tuvimos que tener que escribir. Weird. We used to have, solíamos tener que escribir. And we were used to have to write. It's like nosotros estábamos acostumbrados a tener que escribir un ensayo. Yeah. Clearly, there is redundancy in some options. Cacophony, absolutely. All right. So number 3, we were used to. Tomás, sí, 3. Estábamos acostumbrados a tener que escribir. All right. Number 3. All right, so we're gonna finish and then we're gonna check out. It says total score is 6 out of 8, 75%, which is basically a passing score. Okay, not bad. So we're gonna check out the 2 mistakes in this case. There are 2 mistakes. Yeah, read the explanation to learn more. Used to, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're gonna see which ones were wrong. This one, for example, is wrong, the last one. Show answers, show feedback. Okay, see the feedback. No, this is the feedback, bad feedback. Show answers. Oh, we used to have. Yeah, I explain why. It's too redundant to say we got used to have to write or we were used to have to write, right? And the cleanest in this case way to say this is we used to have to write. Solíamos tener que escribir, right? Because como les decía, o sea, nosotros tuvimos que tener que escribir o tuvimos que tener que acostumbrarnos. It's too much, too redundant. It's the economy of language, you know. The simplest way is we used to have to write. Okay, less complicated, and actually is solíamos, repeated action in the past that are not happening anymore, right? No está como describiendo el proceso necesariamente, pero tiene que ver más con el hecho de la economía del lenguaje, de la forma más eficiente. We used to have to write an essay, right? What is the other mistake? Debí seguir el camino de mi cocoro. Exactly. You know, absolutely. The cocoro never lies. Don't worry. You will get used to living in the city center. In this case es como, don't worry, te vas a acostumbrar. Te vas a acostumbrar a vivir en el centro. Ahora, antes, ¿se acuerdan que repasamos la estructura, la forma? Siempre es be or get used to plus gerund. Siempre va a ser be or get used to plus ing. Always. Obviamente es tentador poner used to live, pero siempre que hay un be or get used to, va a ser con un verbo con ing. Always. ¿Ya? What else? Las demás estaban todas okay. Good job anyways, because 75% is a good score, right? Good. Any questions, guys? Any comments? I suppose you got it. Right. Maybe we can do another more. We got 5 minutes left. Pero tiene que estar así como combinados. Tienen que las tres. A ver. Intermediate grammar. This maybe this one. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Let's do this one. There are 10. Okay, 10 exercises. Good. Estaba mejor la otra página porque nos dio un aplauso. Claro. Pero podemos poner ahí una grabación de aplauso. YouTube nos puede ayudar. No, este no. A ver. Voy a poner una. Se me cayó la cámara. Hold on. Me caí. Ahora es el Claps MP3. Sí. Pero también hay un videito que está re bueno. Creo que se llama Round of Applause Sound Effect. That is one. A ver. There you go. Vamos a dejar guardadito para esto. All right. So, let's do this. Number 1. When I started to work here, entra cualquier personaje. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. If you do it well, I'm gonna give you the round of applause. When I started to work here, I needed a lot of help, but now I used to do all the work on my own, or get used to doing all the work on my own, or I am used to doing all the work on my own. What do you guys think? When I started to work here, I needed a lot of help, but now I all the work on my own. Catalina dice get. Tomás dice I'm used to. It's pretty much like in the present, you know, like cuando empecé a trabajar aquí necesitaba ayuda, pero ahora, así como, now, all the work on my own. What do you think, guys? Catalina says get. Tomás dice am. Vicente dice am. I'm used to doing, okay, that's the most voted. Now I am used to doing all the work on my. Uf, nos queda un minuto ya. Apuremos la causa. He was used to reading. He used to read. He got used to reading several books a month, but he doesn't have time anymore. Okay, he doesn't have time anymore. He was used to reading. He used to read. He got used to reading several books a month. Remember that there is one use, which is repeated actions in the past or past habits, but that are not happening anymore. Ese era uno de los usos de esta estructura. Tomás Vega dice la 2. Tania dice used to read. All right. Any other opinion? If not, I'm going to mark that one. Number 3. We were surprised to see her driving. We were surprised to see her driving. Oh, qué sorprendidos estábamos por verla manejar. She got used to driving. She was used to driving. She didn't used to drive when we first met her. Okay, the key here is we were surprised to see her driving. Así como nadie creyó que iba a llegar manejando un día. Estábamos sorprendidos to see her driving. She got used to driving. She was used to driving. She didn't used to drive when we first met her. Tres, así como el gato. All right.
Didn't.
Didn't. Okay, thank you, Tanya. Do you guys agree? In general? I'm gonna mark this one. 4. Don't worry. It's a simple program to use. Don't worry, it's a simple program to use. Okay. You are used to, you will get used to, you used to use it in no time, I'm sure. Como, no te preocupes, hice facilito. You are used to it, you will get used to it, you used to use it in no time. Catalina dice Will. Vicente dice Will Smith. The Prince of Bel-Air. Tomás Vega dice Will. Willy Wonka. Todos dicen Will. Times 100,000. All right. But ¿qué más Willy Wonka? You will get used to it in no time. Ya, con esta terminamos. Number 5, and we finish. When I had to commute to work. Qué buen verbo commute. Me gusta porque no existe en español. When I had to commute to work every day, I commute es de la casa para la pega, de la pega a la U, de la U para la casa, una cosa así, o de la U para la casa, de la casa para la U. Eso es commute. Bueno, que eso no existe ahora. When I had to commute to work every day, I used to get up very early. I used to getting up very early. When I had to commute to work every day, see, I used to get up very early. I used to getting up very early. That's more fácil. What do you guys think? Tomás dice used to get. You guys agree with Catalina dice get? Okay, we finished with this one. You guys agree with Tomás and Catalina? Okay, I'm gonna mark this one. Yes, dice la Tania. You stood it up. Gonna check in this case. Da lo mismo si. Ah, sí, están las 5. Ajá, very good. You got it, guys. You got it. Nice job. Well, we're gonna play the round of applause, of course. Nice job. There you go. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Give me my carton. Yes, see, we can send you a PDF, and you can have your start teaching whenever you want. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming to the class en esto llamado la escuelita online de la UNCE. And have a great day. Have a nice weekend. And see you next week.
Chao, profe, muchas gracias.
Bye. Gracias a ustedes.
Goodbye, goodbye, profe.
See
Sayonara.
ya.